Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit that. The front tire felt soft. Nope, feels good. Vloggy vlog. Actually, I'm just going to leave that in there. Look at that. Oh, there goes the daytime running lights. Hope I don't get rained on. It didn't show any around. I'm just going to go for a short ride. You know, I've been reading a lot of articles about adventure tires, and it's just weird. There's so many different opinions out there, and I think you kind of almost have to reflect back on, you know, what you consider adventure riding, you know, and for me, I've ridden dirt bikes and sport bikes and touring bikes, and I don't know, man, I got into adventure bike because I can't afford to have one of everything. So I was trying to find a bike that I could go fast on, have fun in the twisties, and man, this helmet, the visor's really hard to come up on this helmet, but and kind of do everything. You know, if I want to do 150 on this thing and then stop and go down a dirt road, hey, that's the kind of bike I want. You know, I want something that'll do that, and this bike will do that. This bike will actually tap out at 152 if you got the right tire on it. And then, you know, it's a KTM 1290R, Super Adventure 1290R, which is, I mean, 100% built to go off-road. But the tires are sometimes, that's what limits you. I mean, like on this bike, the manufacturer cut this bike back to 125. Right now, the computer taps it out at 125, and that's because the tires that come on it from the factory are only good for 119 miles an hour. So, you know, you can't, hang on, just making sure all my stuff's plugged in. I think on my mic. Is it all plugged in there? Did I yank my mic out? Oh no, it's in there. Yeah. Weird. Anyways, I'd hate to do this whole run and not have any sound. That would suck. Man, I wish I could just go zip right down through there. But adventure tire, everybody talks about the knobbies and getting the miles out of it. And I get that, that's all important points, but you know, you really, speed rating for me is another big factor, because when I'm out on the highway, I don't trailer. I'm not a trailer guy. You know, a lot of these dual sport guys, they label their bike as adventure bikes, but you know, adventure bike does it all. You know, it's a touring, it's a sport bike, it's a dirt bike, it's a dual sport. You know, it kind of does it all. And anyways, with adventure tires, you know, you gotta have the speed rating. So like guys, oh, you're an idiot for going that fast. No, I'm not. I like going fast. You know, I want to zip this thing up to 150 every once in a while. I don't have to switch tires and do this and do that. So trying to find an adventure tire that has an H or a V, or you know, H or V, you know, at least up to 150. I think the V goes up to 168. You know, it's hard to find an adventure tire that'll do that. There's only a few out there that do it. So, you know, and the only one so far is Shinko has, actually, I've had the Shinko before. I've had that on my Suzuki. I've had it on my, I've had it on a couple of different bikes, and that's a great little tire for the money. You just can't hardly beat it. You know, there's guys like, oh, it's not too good on rain, and I never had any problems with it. Again, I'm not a big fan of going fast in the rain. I usually take it easy, or I usually don't even ride in the damn rain. But it also had, I think, whatever the it is under H, it was rated for 130, and I had it on my first adventure bike, which was the Suzuki V-Strom 1000. Great bike, man. That poor bike, I beat the snot out of that bike. That's where I learned how to do adventure riding, was on that bike. And so, it's hard to find. The only ones out there is really that I can find that has the H or V rating, H or higher rating, are the Pirelli that are in the Shinko, and still those are 70/30. But even the Shinko 70/30, I don't know, man. I've had that thing off-road in gravel, mud, dirt. That tire held up pretty damn good. Now I've had the rallies. I think they're the STR. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. The Pirellis, they have one more that's a little bit more aggressive tread pattern, and it actually has a V rated. It's either an H or B rated, and I'll put that up there as well. And so far, that's the only tires I can find that actually have the higher speed ratings. I mean, I get it with the knobbies, but you know what I mean? I'm not going to put 650 miles on a 50/50 tire knobby. Go fast and then once I get to Georgia from Florida, ride all the way up there like I've done many times, and did the half of the Big Frog Loop after doing 600 miles on the road. It's not like I'm going to pull over and change tires. I don't want to mess with that. So, I don't know. I just wish that someone would add the speed ratings into their reviews. There's been some guys out there on YouTube that do great reviews on the tires, and they bring everything up except the speed ratings. And I guess, there's not too many of us crazy guys out there that have the big bore bikes that can do 150. The Ducati Multistrada will do it. This KTM will do it all day long once it's uncapped. You put a little extra fuel to the fire, and she'll do 150 all day long. Because right now, as it sets, when she caps out at 125, it's like I can just set it on cruise control and just kick back and relax at 125. That's nothing for this bike. I think it caps it out in like 4th gear. You don't even get a nail 5th and 6th. So, anyways, that's my little plug on adventure. Adventure bike riding for me, and I'm not saying anybody's wrong or whatever, but adventure riding's doing it all. There's dual sport, and that's where you use the trailer, and then you go ride. It's basically a street legal dirt bike. You're not putting the miles on it. There's some guys that do. I'm not saying everybody, but a majority of guys, they're putting it on a trailer, and they're trailing it, and there's not a thing wrong with that. But then there's guys like me that, part of the journey getting there is that's part of the ride, is getting there. And I don't know. Tires have always been a challenging part of it. Trying to find that right combination with the right bike, and trying to check off all the boxes, and it's hard, man. I've done so much research and looked at tires and tried the TK70s, and I've tried a lot of different tires. I tell you what, I had a Triumph 1200. It was a Tiger, but back at that moment they didn't call them Tigers anymore. They called it the 1200 XC Explorer. It was the 1200 Explorer, and it had the TKC 80s on it, and those are great tires, man. I ripped through some twisties and straightaways, and I had a lot of fun on those tires. I just didn't really like them off-road that much, and they were a little, they did okay. They all did pretty good, but I don't know. These tires that are on this bike, these, I don't know what these are. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't care for these tires. I don't know. They get it like a wobble feeling on the front end. I know it's got a 21-inch tire on the front, but I don't know. It's got a weird feeling on it sometimes. I don't care for it. But again, I've been doing 125, and this thing it's weird. Once this bike gets to these tires and the bike combination, everything together, once it gets over like 80, at 80 or you're doing 125, it rides exactly the same. It doesn't care, which is pretty, for a big dirt bike, it does pretty darn good. Where are you going? Look at this. Maybe she's got to poop. Smells good. Whew. Vloggy vlog.